The bliss of the abyss, it's here now.
All right, sausage, welcome to the Bliss of the Abyss. How you doing? This week on show, we got Carpet Martin from up north. Good friend, Carpet. Is this his third, maybe fourth appearance on the show? Was he part of the voicemail episode? We shall never know. If only there was some way to check. But he is back on the show, and this is because I love him. And also, we're writing a comedy together, which we're up to episode 5 of 6 of. Although, shall we do more episodes? Shall we do a few more, Carpet? Anyway, this chat is fantastic, and excuse me, all the better because halfway through it, Carpet has to go and talk to a Bond girl. No, that's not a euphemism for taking a poo. It's actually a Bond girl, Valerie Leon, the beautiful enchantress. Is that a word? It should be. Valerie Leon, a Bond girl and extraordinaire in all kinds of ways. And if you would like to hear that interview, then this Sunday, 11 to 1 p.m, Carpet's new show with Frank is on Riverside Radio. But I am plugging his show. That's right, he's living rent-free in these moments, and I am promoting him. Go and listen to him and Frank on Riverside Radio. It's a wonderful station. And actually, if you like what you hear, why not tune into the Bliss of the Abyss every Wednesday, 9 to 10 p.m, apart from this Wednesday when I'm not going to be there. That's right, I'm going to be in New York. I'm going to be there for a wedding. The wonderful Nora and Mario are getting hitched, and I couldn't be more excited. Caitlin is going to be the maid of honor, and I can't wait to hear her speech because it's going to be... No, she's a bit nervous about it. Not a born public speaker, Caitlin, even though she's... I think you'll agree, she's very good on the podcast and on the radio. Now, for those of you who don't listen to the radio show, it is not the same show as this. We get to choose entirely our playlist, and it's an hour long, time to time, strict, and we just play banging tunes and talk about whatever, often the news of the day, or something that's happened in one of our lives, or something trending, or something funny, and it's an amazing time. Last week we played The Dismemberment Plan, we played Fugazi, we played MF Doom, we played Nothing Breaks Like a Heart, we played Dua Lipa and Elton John, we played it all. So if you want to listen to those tunes, then Riverside Radio, you can listen online, or if you're local, you can listen on DAB. And if you miss it, then never fear, because every week on the Patreon, you can listen to the episode for as little as £2.50 a month. So, yeah, thank you so much to all my Patreon supporters. It absolutely means the world to me. Anyway, without any further ado, here we are this week with another crazy... Don't say crazy, Rob, hey? You've done it. It's enough. But it's a really funny episode, and we talk about all kinds of stuff. It's me and Carpet Martin. Good in the hood. We are in, we are on, we are rolling, we are doing it. We're doing the damn thing.
We're doing it right now?
We're doing it right now.
Oh, good grief.
And then we're going to do another bit later.
Are we? Okay.
Because you're going to talk to a Bond girl in between.
I'm looking forward to it. She's lovely. I like Valerie.
Valerie Leon.
Valerie Leon.
Now, which Bond girl was she?
She was in Never Say Never Again.
I won't.
Well, don't.
I haven't.
It's good.
I never would.
Make sure. She was in Never Say Never Again. She was also in... oh, crikey. Which one was it? The Spy Who Loved Me.
Spy Who Loved Me.
Oh, yes.
I've never seen any of the old Bonds. The oldest Bond I've seen is Brosnan.
Oh, shut up.
Brosnan, mate. That's when I made my Bond entry, and I've just stuck all the way forwards.
You've never seen
Never gone
Goldfinger?
back. Nope. I've seen clips of, like, Bond, James Bond. You know, Sean Connery, Roger Moore, blah, blah, blah. But I've never actually seen the movies. Nope.
You've never seen Timothy Dalton?
Nope. Can't be bothered. Won't do it.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
Not going to hold up. I've got
Dalton
other things
holds
to
up.
watch, mate. Fast and Furious have got 9 movies.
Dalton's excellent.
I'm not saying that... Well, yeah, Moore's a good actor. Connery's a good actor too. I'm not saying they're not good actors.
All right.
But, you know.
George Lazenby? How do you feel about him?
Well, he's the controversial one, isn't he?
I quite like George Lazenby.
Is he the one who's non-canon? They made 2 Bond at the same time,
No,
right?
David Niven is technically non-canon.
Right.
Because he did Casino Royale.
Yeah.
But it's like a comedy Casino Royale.
Like kind of Airplane style.
Yeah. And then Sean
So
Connery
good.
came back to do Never Say Never Again. Which is non-canon.
So, oh, that's weird. So, Valerie Leon kissed Sean Connery as a Bond girl.
She did. And Roger Moore.
The slut. Both of them.
Don't you call my friend a slut?
Sorry, Valerie. I'm just joking.
Yes.
Sorry, you slut.
Don't do that.
Sorry.
Don't do that.
I won't. I'll beat that. And then it'll make it sound worse. Wow. That's cool. They don't usually get 2 roles, Bond girls. So good for her. She got recurring.
Two different people.
2 different
She was playing.
parts.
Yeah,
Even
2
weirder.
different parts. I mean, it's not that weird, is it? It happens all the time.
Not for Bond girls.
Nah.
I mean, I wouldn't know.
More Doctor Who, really.
Yeah, Doctor Who, for sure.
They crop up in all sorts, Doctor Who.
So, pre-Brosnan.
Pre-Bosnan. Easy for you to say.
Yeah, okay. I'm not a massive Bond fan, but I do enjoy Bond.
I like James Bond. So you've
I
not seen the
haven't
new
seen
film?
the new one. I will see it.
I saw it on Sunday.
Is it the cinematic experience that's going to drive crowds back to the...
Well, apparently, because it's doing very well.
Good.
It's good.
Asterisk.
No. I enjoyed it. It's very different. He is not falling into bed with every woman he sees.
Why, is it woke, or is that going too far?
Well, they'll call it woke. The people who call things woke will call it woke.
The Daily Mail.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it woke? No.
No.
Is it a 21st century James Bond?
I see.
Yes.
Okay. It's Bond for today's audience.
Don't get me wrong. He gets his end away.
Yeah.
But
Well, cool.
it's not... Yeah, 'cause he's James
Come
Bond,
on,
isn't it? Yeah,
not a
come
good
on.
movie if he doesn't at least...
But it's not... it's not quite as blatant as him falling into bed with every woman that he sees.
Or coercing someone.
No. And the gadgets are stripped back.
Oh, no!
Stripped back.
I want the gadge.
No.
Give me the gadge.
Do you know
full
one of
gadge.
the gadgets he gets?
A watch.
A watch?
Knew it. Fancy car with like a gun or something.
He has that in the beginning, but that's kind of a hangover from the last film. So, no, not
pen?
really. No.
Oh, a colour thing?
A walkie-talkie.
A walkie-talkie?
He gets a walkie-talkie.
My first walkie-talkie
He gets
from
a walkie-talkie.
Sanyo. That's lame. Oh, well. But Craig's good, right?
Craig's great.
Craig can always be trusted to bring home the
Craig
bacon.
is great. And
Bacon.
the ending is a shocker.
Don't spoil.
No spoilers.
Okay.
No spoilers.
Good shocker.
Good shocker.
Yeah.
And I'll be very interested to see how they tee up the next movie.
Well, new Bond, of course.
Yeah. Well, if they tee up the next movie as a follow-on to this movie, because that's the one thing about the Daniel Craigs is they kind of follow. They go in sequence. Each movie follows the last movie.
Yeah, there's like more of an arc than you. They're usually standalone, aren't they?
Exactly.
Pretty much.
So the question is, are they going to reboot the entire franchise again? Which they could do.
Which they could. They've done it a million times.
Exactly. Well, they did it with Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
Or are they going to carry on? Now, if they carry on, the only way I think they're going to get round this, if I'm right, stinks.
Stinks in a kind of like Sherlock diving from the thing. That actually, don't tell me because it might be a spoiler. I don't want to know.
It might be, and I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But if I'm not, What a shame. What a shame.
What a tease you are.
What a shame.
Well, have you got questions prepared for Valerie? So wait, let's just explain to the listener. Carpet, you are launching a new radio show this Sunday.
I am.
11 to 1.
11 to 1 a.m.
On Riverside Radio.
I'm going like, they started me off on breakfast, then I moved to drive, and now I'm doing the graveyard shift. It's the...
Promotion. It's the obvious ladder, the tumble down the ladder.
Circle of life. They'll have me on breakfast next.
It's because you won't submit for the award show. Okay, yeah. So you're recording a conversation with Valerie Leon,
Yes.
Bond girl, for this show.
Yeah, absolutely. So the show's going to be a lot of fun. It's, like you said, 11 till 1 a.m. on a Sunday night. But the theory there is that it's kind of a last bit of fun before you go back to work on a Monday morning.
Yeah.
So anybody who's an insomniac, anybody who's just, maybe they're lying in bed and they're, drifting off to sleep.
Yeah.
Perfect. It's not going to be, any kind of heavy music or anything like that.
No.
A lot of chat, a lot of fun, a lot of guests. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's going to be enjoyable.
And are you picking your own playlist?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Absolutely.
You and Frank Lohmann.
Yes, Frank and I will be there every
Now,
week.
it strikes me that Frank's music taste and yours are slightly different, being that he probably prefers camp musicals and high opera.
What are you saying about Frank?
Nothing. I think you can infer. Whereas you sort of prefer When Will There Be a Harvest for the World?
I love that song. The Christians version of When Will There Be a Harvest for the World. That's up there. That's in my top 5.
Speaking of Christian...
Hello.
Yes. Hello, Hebrew. You mentioned before, as we were chomping into our bacon sandwiches...
Well, hang on. Let's tie this up. Because you WhatsApped me on the way here. Okay. I had a dream about eating a bacon sandwich and now I want bacon sandwich. Do you want bacon sandwich?
That's not how I sound.
To which I said, yep.
Yep.
I do want that. So we went to the shop and we bought the necessary ingredients for a bacon sandwich.
Farmhouse white. Heinz red.
Bacon.
Oh, it was like the good bacon though. It wasn't the cheap bacon.
Oh no, it's M&S bacon.
M&S, only the
M&S,
best.
only the best. That's
right.
And so then we cooked and ate bacon sandwiches.
Oh yes, we did.
You seem... I mean, it was nice.
Oh, it was better than nice.
Was it better than nice?
It was as good. Actually, it wasn't. I was going to say it was as good as my dream. But of course, in my dream, I could carry on eating bacon sandwich for as long as I wanted to eat bacon sandwich. Whereas in real life, I was limited to one for stomach reasons.
Well, we can go and get some more bacon.
I don't have space. I'm done. One is all I could do. But in the dream, it was just like endless bacon.
What's that?
On sandwich.
No, I'm
And
not
you never
sure
got
that sounds
full.
like a good dream.
But you never got full.
Too much bacon.
And you always wanted it. So in the dream, it wasn't too much. In real life, it would be.
How many did you eat in your dream?
It wasn't like it was infinity. Do you know what I mean?
Good grief.
It was existing in a state of perennial bacon sandwich.
No, I don't think I like that at all.
Wow, you would. In this dream, in the land of the one-eyed man, the two-eyed man is king.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's as maybe. We'll put that to one side. So, yes, I said we want bacon sandwiches. We made bacon sandwiches. You had questions about the Hebrew dietary regime, and I said that's a load of nonsense.
Well, I'm not sure.
Hello?
Somebody's banging. I don't know who that was.
That's how the postman knocks.
Cool. Is that a euphemism?
A sledgehammer. Have you seen that movie, by the way?
What, the postman?
Is it like only knocks twice or sometimes knocks twice?
Isn't it rings twice?
Rings twice could be it, yeah.
No, I
Jack
haven't.
Nicholson.
I haven't seen it.
Quite sexy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, sexy Jack.
Sexy Jack?
Uh-huh.
When's he not sexy, though?
Like
As good
now,
as it gets. As good as it gets isn't sexy.
He's a bit melted now.
Yeah.
But yeah, sexy Jack's very sexy. Anyway, yeah, and then we can go into the Hebrew dietary laws if you're interested. But
You can.
But they're nonsense, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure I want to go down that road.
Oh, really? You scared of being cancelled?
Yeah.
Well, let's. I'll give you my blessing, although I might take it away.
Oh, no.
But you mentioned something, and I said, "Save it for the pod."
Oh yeah. So this is one of my earliest memories. So I have Jewish family living in Jerusalem.
Of what relation to you?
Cousins, and they. So I don't identify as being Jew. I'm not.
But you must
Jewish.
have some
Oh,
genetic.
Bit of everything knocking around
I
somewhere.
knew there was a reason I liked you.
Well, I'm one of the chosen ones, aren't I?
Yeah.
Or
at least some part of you is. Is it this part? Carry on.
Have you got the matte finish or the gloss finish? Is that the question you're asking? Yeah.
Just one coat or primer and...
And so one of my earliest memories is they came... So my mum's cousin Sandra and her husband, who is a rabbi, was a rabbi, he's passed away, they had 9 kids.
Christ.
Buy a telly. Come on, buy a telly. 9 kids, all girls.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I know the future is for female, but honestly, both the parents must have been like, oh, another one. Can we mix it up a bit? Have any of them transitioned? Maybe. Let's not get cancelled.
No, I don't believe they have.
Okay, so
anyway.
9 beautiful girls.
So they came over and they were at our house.
The whole fam?
No,
Okay,
there was
good.
probably 4 or 5 of the kids and Sandra and her husband. And they were at our house. Now, this is one of my earliest memories. I must have been 3 or 4 years old, something like that.
Right.
And they wouldn't eat off our plates. They are Orthodox Jews.
Okay, so they keep kosher.
Yeah.
Did they bring their own plates?
They brought paper plates because they wouldn't eat off our plates. Which,
Okay.
you know,
Fine. Yeah.
Fine.
Sure.
Fine.
That's your belief.
But one of my earliest... So we had a cake. There was a cake.
Uh-huh.
And one of my earliest memories is my cousins, who were all similar kind of age to me, maybe, let's say, between 3 and 8 or 9. You know, there was
Okay.
4 or 5 of them. So
Right.
it was that spread of the family.
Give or take a few years.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Taking this cake and then stuffing it into their pockets.
Oh.
Going,
Yeah.
oh, we'll eat that later. But just handfuls of cake, just stuffing it into their pockets. It's one of my earliest... Now, I don't like mess.
Right.
I don't like dirt. I don't like sticky... You know when people have sticky fingers after eating
fingers.
something? I hate it. It goes through me.
Sand in your shoes after the beach?
Can't cope.
Same.
It goes through me. Like nails on a blackboard, it goes through me.
Yeah.
And one of my earliest memories is being about 3 years old and watching my cousin just stuff
Cake fingers.
into their pockets and then bulging with cake.
Oh, God.
And in my head, I vividly remember thinking I didn't say it out loud.
Yeah.
Vividly thinking, what the fuck is going on?
Fair enough.
What new hell is this?
Well, in Romans 2:1, there's actually a verse on this.
what, stuffing cake in your pockets?
Yes, that's right.
Oh, God.
The cake of the Gentile must be stuffed into a pocket before being blessed later. Although you're not a Gentile, you're partly Jewish. No, that's very weird. Maybe... No, I was about to say that means their parents don't allow it, but then the parents must have seen them with cake pocket.
I can't remember whether they got told off for it or not.
Surely. Because they'd make a mess and the parents have to wash the clothes, right?
I remember my dad turning to... When it had been noticed what had happened,
Yeah.
my dad turning to me and going, don't you dare put cake in your pockets. And I distinctly remember looking at him and going, why would I? I'm
Yeah.
not going to do that.
Yeah. In case it was like a
I
fad.
won't. I won't
You were like,
do that.
this is what all the kids are doing now, Dad. I don't want to be unpopular. Ugh. Cake pocket.
Awful.
We might call this episode Cake Pocket, though.
Cake pocket.
It's a good story.
Yeah, sure.
Speaking of cake,
Oh, yeah.
do you remember the brass eye where he managed to convince an MP that cake was a drug?
Yeah, the big yellow pill.
Yellow pill.
My biggest memory of that is Bernard Manning going, if you take this, you're fucking mad. It fucks you up. Noel Edmonds going, it bangs on your brain box. It's a great episode.
And they had Gary Lineker saying something as well.
Oh.
Richard Blackwood, I believe. All
wonderful.
the renter-gobs.
It was wonderful.
It's a completely made-up drug. I remember him dressed up on the street trying to sell it. Clarky Cat. Anyway.
If nobody has seen Brass Eye...
Oh, the best TV show.
Yeah, you must. It's Chris Morris. You will be able, I'm sure, to get it on YouTube, but I know that
Definitely.
they're currently on all 4. So if you're in the UK or you're tunnelling, get yourself on all 4. They're all there.
It's the best satire ever made.
Oh,
and
it's
once
brilliant.
you've seen it, you can never watch news again without filtering it through the lens of like dun 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 dun. It's just the best. Anyway, I bring that up because I have a little story for you about drugs.
Oh, here we go.
Which is slightly giving it away. But recently, Anthony Joshua fought a heavyweight match, which he lost.
He lost
against Usyk.
Yeah.
He got battered, in fact.
Yeah.
And battered the Burke. Anyway, that was the same night that I was out with my brother celebrating his birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yes. And in fact, is today the 6th. So it's my other brother's birthday yesterday.
Oh, didn't say happy birthday yesterday.
I did, yeah. I was just checking if it was still the 5th today, which, that's an insight into my
Have you
brain.
been to sleep?
Yes.
Yeah, you have. You dreamt about bacon sandwiches.
Bacon sandwiches, yeah.
Okay. What an odd conversation this is.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a strange man. Anyway, we were at the pub, having drinks, having chats, etc., etc. Afterwards, go for a kebab type thing.
Oh, yeah.
Say goodnights, go home. It's very nice. A lot of people I hadn't seen for a long time. Pandemic, that kind of thing.
I heard there's this bug going around.
A little bug going around. You've got it.
Yeah, well, no, I've not. I've got a cold. I've had a cold for 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks now.
Symptoms? Delta?
Well, no, the symptoms are a cold. But this is a new thing. Apparently this cold's going around because who knew? You take your mask off, you start mixing with people, everybody gets ill again.
Well, exactly.
Who knew?
And to that point, after we had our kebabs, got on the tube, it was rammed.
Yeah.
And I was like the only person wearing a mask.
God,
it was just
it's doing my head in.
It's mental.
It's like nothing ever happened.
You're just looking around being like, okay, so we're all getting COVID then? Is that what we're doing here?
It's like, oh, you're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking... Oh, we got a train full of fucking idiots.
Absolutely. And it was made worse by the fact that it was after the Joshua fight, which I'd forgotten was happening at the same time because I was busy with birthday things.
Sure.
And I was kind of on my phone walking to the station being like, oh yeah, the boxing. Oh, he lost. Okay. Right. Get on the tube. And it is this is like late night Saturday tube.
Yeah.
It's not been packed like this since before pandemic. I was like standing up, face to face,
crammed
sardines.
In. Yeah.
It was absolute mayhem. And these people were so out of their head. They were so drunk in a way that I have not seen in public for a long time.
Okay.
Like proper, and shaven-headed lads, very boisterous.
Lots of tattoos?
Lots of tattoos, lots of England shirts.
Really?
A lot of yelling and screaming and singing and all of this kind of stuff.
No, I don't
I was just there being like, oh God, when are they going to get off this fucking train? Anyway, a couple of stops in, a few people get off, so I'm able to kind of distance myself a bit from this group.
Yeah.
And I'm standing a bit away from them. And the big man of the lot of them, they're all quite big, right? But the big man, he's a fucking brick shithouse.
Yeah.
He just gets out this big baggie of white powder and he's just scooping it into his nose using a teaspoon.
What?
And just passing it around to his mates.
Oh my God.
And they're all like, yeah, get on the gack. Joshua was wrong. And everyone on the train was just like,
what a horrible existence.
But then also it's like, you can't look at them. They looked up for it. They were tasty, right? So you don't want to accidentally...
And they were buzzing, let's be honest.
They're
all wired. Yeah.
Absolutely wired. So looking for... And they've just been to a boxing match, for fuck's sake.
Of which their hero lost.
Yep. Amongst 60,000 people.
Must be made.
Yes. So everyone's just head down, wait for them to leave.
Oh
and they just pass around this baggie, just blasting off on what I assume is coke. Could have been whatever.
When you say a bag and they were using a teaspoon. How big was the bag?
It was triple the size of a normal sort of small baggie.
Well, I wouldn't know how big that is, drug addict.
Think about a stamp, not a first class, second class stamp, the slightly bigger stamp.
All right, yeah.
They're usually about this size. This was more like the size of an iPhone but cut in half.
What, full of drugs?
Yes. It was huge. It was stuffed full of drugs and they were just all...
That sounds expensive.
It was, yeah, definitely. It would have been a load of money, yeah.
Oh dear.
It was mental. It's like, can COVID be transmitted through cocaine in the air? It was horrible.
I'm not a big drugs guy.
No.
I'm not. It's just, not really I've got my vices, don't get me wrong, but drugs never really my thing.
I've always enjoyed weed.
Yeah.
And I've tried pretty much most of the others, at least once, just because I'm an experienced junkie. I want to see what it's like. I'll give it a go. But I'm not big into, really, any of them.
Cut to lying half naked in a squat with a needle in your arm.
No.
I didn't know this had happened.
No, I wouldn't do the needle.
No.
Never would do that.
That seems a step too far, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's like crossing the Rubicon. You're never coming back after you've needled.
Yeah.
No, but I've tried the others. Have you tried psychedelics? I mean, we can cut this if you don't want
to. No, it's not my...
Not interested?
No.
Yeah.
It's not my thing.
Yeah, I knew you were boring.
The inside of my head's fucked up enough already. I don't need anybody else
but it
getting in there.
It solves your problems, mate. Yeah, you know what, weirdly though, psilocybin... Magic mushrooms. Being prescribed
I tried magic
to
mushrooms.
treat PTSD. That's a psychedelic.
Yeah, it is, and I've forgotten. I tried magic mushrooms on a stag do in Amsterdam.
A classic location for it.
Did not like it.
It's not the... Well, I'm guessing you were drinking stag do.
Oh, yes.
And you're also
and it was me, so I was drinking.
Right. Exactly. And you're also in a place that it's the wrong, as they say, setting to be taking mushrooms.
So I tried only a little bit and didn't get on with it.
Yeah.
My friend Russ found me naked in the shower crying. True story. But then I drank some orange juice and I was all right. The other guys who were doing it were taking a lot of magic mushrooms. It was like a full English breakfast as far as they were concerned. They were wolfing them down, and that got very messy. Very, very
imagine.
messy.
Yeah.
Everybody was laughing, and I was not laughing. I wasn't happy.
No.
So I took myself off for a little bit, which is when the shower thing happened.
Yeah.
Because I thut a shower would sort me out, and it didn't. I thought my skin was falling off.
Yeah.
But so at one point I got back to the hotel, and the best man was in the hotel lobby, and he was talking to the girl at reception.
Yeah.
But he was talking really quietly like this, and I kind of looked at what was going on. I was like, oh, this is very strange. And she was like, I can't hear you, sir. I can't hear you. And the reason that she really couldn't hear him is because he was about 15 feet away from the desk.
Now, Dougal, these things are small. These things are further away. Small, further away.
So very, very funny. Very funny. There were a lot of drugs going around on that stag do, and it was not my thing.
No.
And there was a lot of gentlemen who partook of some of the other.
Amsterdam is notorious for this. Yeah, we went to.
So I've seen.
My stag was in Amsterdam, and it got a bit crazy.
It was, and don't get me wrong. You know, I'm no prude. As long as you're not hurting somebody else, then
yes. Oh yeah, and I should just say
live.
for the record, we didn't go to any strip clubs, no prostitutes. We weren't hurting anybody else.
We went to a strip. Well, I went to a strip club.
On your own, crying in the shower.
Yeah.
That strip club.
My skin's still falling off. But that was and that was it. But some of the guys there took
no.
Let's now. Oh, I've not.
Ooh, have we got a story?
I don't know whether I should tell this story
You've
or not.
got 18 minutes till your
So I'll
Bond
speak to
girl
Valerie.
chat.
Okay,
you can tell the story,
I'll tell the
and
story.
I'll cut it if you don't want it.
All right.
Yes.
No, it's okay.
Story time.
I'm gonna keep. Okay, so the stag do that I was on was split up into two factions.
Okay, don't give anyone their name.
No, I won't.
Or change names.
I will change names.
Good.
It was people who the guy worked with.
Yeah.
Of which I was one.
Okay. Colleagues.
And my friend Russ, who found me crying in the shower, was one. And then he was also a rugby player.
Oh, so you had the Rugger Buggers lads.
So the rugby boys were there, the bigger boys.
And are they his older mates?
Yes.
So they're Group A, really. You're Group
absolutely.
B.
Yeah. We were hangers on.
Right. Yeah.
And one of the rugby boys, it was slightly younger than the rest.
Should we call him Derek?
Why not? And it was clear that Derek had never enjoyed the temptations of the flesh, shall we say.
A virgin.
And this was well known within the rugby boys.
Oh dear.
And the aim, it appeared, from the rugby boys was that Derek should
lose something that weekend
indeed.
that he was holding on to.
Indeed.
A bit long part. How old was Derek, would you say? 18?
Derek was early 20s.
Okay.
Early 20s.
All right, so a late bloomer.
Sure, but,
But, yeah, sure.
it's, there's nothing wrong with it.
No.
Nothing wrong with it whatsoever.
I'm sure he was a bit disappointed to have not...
He felt an amount of pressure, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah.
Anyway. It was one morning, so I don't know whether it was Saturday morning, which would have been the first morning, or the Sunday morning, which is the second morning. I can't remember. But it was one of the mornings, right? So some of us are around having breakfast. And Derek has finally been persuaded to go behind the window, shall we say.
Yes. So for those who don't know, in Amsterdam, the red light district, they're all glass fronted with neon lights, and the ladies literally stand in the window in their lingerie and...
Yeah, it is quite literally window shopping.
It is. It's depressing.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
It is.
However, what I should say is that and I'm sure there is a very, very dark underside to everything.
Of course.
However, I'm led to believe that in Amsterdam it is very highly regulated.
Yes.
And women are looked after as much as possible.
Yeah.
And it is as relatively safe as it can be.
Yeah, so with the caveat that obviously neither of us agree with this thing.
No.
Nevertheless, it's going to happen. Oldest trade in the world, etc., etc.
Yeah, and
this seems like a much safer way of doing it.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
Exactly that. So, is it for me? No, it's not for me. No. Is it for Rob? No, it's not for Rob. Do we know that it goes on? Yes, we do. And therefore,
yeah,
that's that.
Yep.
Anyway.
So Derek
has been taken off to pick his window.
Right.
And Derek comes back. And so
he's been sent off on his own.
The other big rugby lads
have pushed him into a window.
Have pushed him in, and then came back to sit with everybody else. And Derek comes back.
Oi, Derek! Deza, how was it, mate? Hey, big boy!
He's a man, and it was all a bit like that. Mm-hmm. And Derek's looking a little bit quiet, a little bit subdued. Right? And Derek, you will never guess what's coming. Okay. Derek sits down. Like, wait, Deza, whoa! And he's like, how was it? He's like, yeah, it's fine. Ooh. And they're like, so, all the gory details? Come on,
spill the tea.
What happened? And Derek says, well, I got in there and I asked her what her name was. And she said, you can call me whatever you like. Like, wait,
what did you call her?
What do you want? So what did you choose? You're like, it was the first name that came into my head. I just said Katie. And there's a slight silence.
It's not his sister, is it?
One guy goes, your sister's called Katie.
And Derek, being the naive man he was, didn't think, I'll just change the name, actually. I've panicked. I've gone with Katie. Perhaps understandable in a very panicked situation, not thinking female name. But having decided on Katie, probably best to go, you know what? Shall we go for Arabella?
But no,
or Starlight. He doubled down on Katie. And she doubled down on him. Wait, Deza!
Oh, Derek! Oh. So yeah, that's Derek's story.
God,
I've never seen Derek since. Oh, I saw him at the wedding, and I've not seen Derek since.
How'd he look at the wedding? Still crestfallen.
He was. Yeah.
I lost my virginity to my sister. What? Well, not quite, but
yeah.
Oh, Derek.
Poor old Derek. I wonder what Derek's doing now. Probably dead.
Probably having sex with his sister.
Oh.
Did I tell you the story of my brother's friend, his stag do? How that went terribly awry?
Well, you have told me this story. However, it's so good. I mean, it's not. It's horrible.
Horrific.
It's horrible on every single level.
Yeah.
But I'd love to hear it again.
So it's a similar situation. They were in Prague. There was an A group and a B group.
Oh, yeah. There always is. What is it about stag do's and A groups and B groups? I'm happy to be in the B group.
B group's fine.
Keep your head down.
Yeah.
dive under the radar.
B group's fine. You can actually be joining in as much as you want. It's like the A group aren't gonna shun you.
No,
You know,
it's safety in numbers for the A group.
Absolutely.
But you can take yourself off and be the boring one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The B group offers you that flexibility. If you're an A group, you better fucking stay in A group. Like a different stag I was on, I was in B group, but A group all kind of bailed early, and I felt really bad. I was like, oh my god, it's his stag. And it was like 11, and they were like, anyway, quite tired, off to bed.
Oh.
Like, fucking hell, come on, let's give him a good one, you dicks. So I stuck around. But this is not that story.
No.
This story is taking place in Prague, and the B...
Another den of vice, it's fair to say.
Absolute den of vice. And the B group say their goodnights.
Yeah.
And the A group, the best man is like, come on, mate, let's have a bit of fun, eh? Shall we find some girls?
Oh.
And he's a bit like, I don't really want to. I'm not really into that.
So this is the stag.
This is the stag.
Yeah.
Let's call him Johnson. Johnson's like...
Please don't. Come on, pick another name. Don't call him Johnson. I know the end of this
Katie.
story. So yeah, Katie's there.
Katie's there,
Yeah.
and his best man, Johnson, is like, come on, Katie, let's get you some. He's like, I'm not really into it, I'm not really... But the rest of the A group, they're all like, come on, it'll be fun. At which point they find a lady of the night, a streetwalker.
Oh, God. Don't say streetwalker. I don't like that term.
What should I call Lady of the Night? You prefer Lady of the Night?
Yeah.
Hoe bag. How's that?
No, come on.
I'll bleep all of it. You know what I'm talking about. She's not in a window.
Yeah.
She's walking the streets, which is much worse.
Very.
Scary. Anyway, they get talking, and she's like, boys, I'm not going to do the accent. Boys.
You've said it, no, you may as well.
I'm not going to.
Hello!
She's like, sounds like you're after a really fun time. I know some girls, and I've got a place where we can go, for real. And they're like, whoa! Katie's like, I don't really want to. Come on! Stag. So like, look, you just got to come with me. And they go around. There's a car. And how are we doing for time?
Yeah.
Valerie? They get in the car, and there's other girls in the car. There's a driver, and they're like, we're going to go to this really sexy place and have a lot of fun together. And the lads are well up for it, apart from Katie, but he's been dragged along.
Okay.
So they drive, and they keep driving, and people are checking their watch. They're like, what the fuck? How long is this? It's about 45 minutes outside of Prague.
But it's really sexy when you go.
So they get there, and it's like a mansion.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, so this look glitzy. They get in, there's a doorman, he's a very beefy kind of guy. And they're like, yeah, okay, yeah, come in. They go in. And it's just hedonism palace in there. It's just... And they're like...
Is it like Eyes Wide Shut?
Eyes wide shut.
Oh, dear.
People in masks, everyone's naked, orgies happening.
Really?
There's a hot tub. There's a bar, and the bar is like... You pay the entrance fee, and then the bar is free. Endless drinks, as much as you want. Apart from champagne. Champagne you have to pay for. So you get in a hot tub, and, acting the big lad, like, so what do you want to drink, girls? And they go, champagne. It's like, sure you don't want...
Coke? Rum and Coke?
I'll get you a wine. They do nice wine.
Yeah.
Champagne. It's like, yeah, fine, champagne, whatever. Hey, have champagne. Champagne and cocaine. So it's absolute craziness. At various points, like, someone will disappear with a girl to a room, a lady, and then come back and be like, wait. Anyway, Katie's not really getting involved in this, but he's there.
Quite right. Katie's getting married, for Christ's sake.
Katie's getting married. Anyway, Katie does eventually get quite drunk and does get involved. And
classic Katie.
I know. And then feels quite guilty about having got involved. And it's like, you know what, lads, shall we go? And they're like, okay, it's quite late at this point. Yeah, it's fine. So you get to go. And the big beefy man is now 4 big beefy men. And they're like, you have to settle your tab. And they're like, oh, you said everything involved at the door. And we're like, yeah, but not champagne. So, right, okay, yeah, you did say that. So, well, you've had quite a few bottles. They're like, okay, yeah, right. So, here's a few €100. It's like, it's 10 grand. It's 10,000 euros is what you owe.
Oh.
And he's like, can I not pay 10,000 euros? Like, look at us. We're 4 massive men. Look at you. you're paying us the money. So Katie takes the money that had been earmarked for the honeymoon.
Oh, Katie.
And hands it over.
Oh, God.
And into the cab they go and back.
But they've all got their kidneys.
They've all got their kidneys.
Yeah, so, you know, every cloud.
But Katie covers the whole bill.
Oh, my God.
The others are like, we don't have that kind of money. Katie pays using the honeymoon, goes back, they get married.
Oh.
Katie doesn't mention this until after the ceremony, after they are officially wed by law, and she's like, I can't wait for the honeymoon. It's going to be so exciting.
Oh, my God.
And he's like, yeah, about that.
No.
About that.
On her wedding day.
Would you prefer maybe a weekend in Kent to the Maldives? She's like, no, of course not. Why? At which point he tells her, well, I've spent it all on champagne and prostitutes. But you see that ring on your finger? That's kind of a binding contract. So,
holy shit.
How about that?
That is...
What a way to end your wedding night.
That is buyer's remorse.
The bliss of the abyss.
Anyway, we're back. We're carrying on the mayhem, the nonsense. You've just been on the phone.
Yes,
with
Valerie
Bond
Leon.
Don't know what's wrong with me. Valerie Leon. How was that?
Lovely. She's absolutely charming. Yeah, she's just really good fun.
Yeah.
And somebody who lived in kind of top-end showbiz in the 60s and 70s and into the 80s, and absolutely fascinating.
So rubbing shoulders with the great and the good.
Well, she was a Bond girl. She, she was that kind of level. So, yeah, she was amazing. I was... so one of my side hustles is that I do tours. And that's how I got to know her, because she was in 6 Carry On films. And one of the tours that I do is a Carry On tour. And I was with her all day Saturday. And there was a guy who came over all the way from New York just to meet her for this tour. He was spending 4 days in the UK and then flying straight back.
What was he like?
He was nice. He didn't seem weird. I mean, there's clearly something going on.
I mean, yeah.
But he didn't seem weird. Yeah, he was lovely.
I guess, like, if you're that culturally significant, then you're gonna run across people who are that into you.
Yeah, and this guy was probably in his late 50s, I would have thought. So he would have been a teenager in the 70s.
Okay.
And she was a screen siren pin-up in the 70s.
Right.
So she's going to be, like, first crush,
Yeah.
you know?
She's like, I know the way you think of me.
but she
Not in a bad way. Yeah,
she totally embraces that and recognises, is she a good actress? Yeah, she's a good actress. Is she an Oscar-winning actress? No, she's not an Oscar-winning actress.
She's drop dead gorgeous.
She's absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
And at the risk of sounding incredibly patronising, still is. I mean, she's a beautiful lady. But in the 70s, my word.
Can you tease any stories? I'll try and get this episode out before your show on Sunday, and then see if we can get some listeners.
Well, we didn't really go into too much on her stories for this interview, because she's got a show coming up at the Phoenix Arts Club on Charing Cross Road, which you must know.
Yes, absolutely.
And I've been to, too many times to count. And so it's talking about her career and her life and what she's been doing. So that is at the Phoenix Arts Club on Saturday the 16th. I'll get that plug in now, actually. You can Google it. It's a company called Misty Moon who do them, who are great. They get all of these kind of old stars and bring them back for Q&As and to talk about their careers and things. They're always fascinating. So she's doing that at 2:30 in the afternoon. So it's quite a good time, really. You go and see her for a couple of hours and then go and have dinner in Soho and maybe catch a show or something like that. She's got some stories.
Yeah.
She's got some great stories.
Well, of course. She was Bond girl with Moore and Connery, is that right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Wow.
Roger Moore, great fun. Sean Connery, very serious.
Yeah, you do get that impression with him in interviews.
Yeah, but Roger Moore apparently just really nice guy, really real gentleman, and
sort
really
of
nice.
the way he plays Bond is actually what he's like.
Yeah, but pretty much as you see them on screen, I guess.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
But she's got a lot of stories. I'm not going to rain on her parade and give them all up.
Of course.
But, yeah, she's fascinating.
Okay, well, if you want to hear more, 11 till 1, Riverside Radio.
Yep.
This Sunday, the 10th of... See, we're both
It's
bad
October.
at it.
What month is it? So yeah, it's a new show with me and Frank, just easing you out of the weekend into Monday morning. And it'll be a lot of fun. I think we're going to release it as a podcast after that. So
Good plan.
Yeah, so you can catch up.
And what's it called?
It's called Whole Lot of Late. Carpet and Frank's Whole Lot of
Got a
Late.
whole lot of lead. Wicked.
Yeah, so
Cool.
get yourselves over.
So where were we before the break?
We were talking about taking drugs and brassing. That's all we were talking about.
Oh my God, of course we were.
No, well, let's go back to dreams, right?
Okay.
I keep having this really weird dream at the moment. You were dreaming about bacon sandwiches last night.
Endless bacon.
It's not a recurring dream, but it's the same format every time, where I've suddenly got this tattoo, and they're never tattoos I would want.
So it's not the same tattoo every time?
It's not the same tattoo every time, no. They're different tattoos. And I haven't got any tattoos. It's not, I'm not really a tattoo guy.
You're not a tattoo guy, are you?
And I don't know where it's... And in my dream, it's kind of like, oh, yeah, I remember getting that tattoo done. And then in my dream every time, like, why the fucking hell have I had that done?
You got tattoo remorse.
Why has this happened?
Could you remember any of the specific tats from your dreams?
One of them was like a Chinese dragon. Mm-hmm. I remember that.
Where was it?
It was on my forearm, on my left forearm.
Okay.
Another one, I had like a full face tattoo.
Oh my God.
I was like, what the fuck have I done? Why did I do this? What was I thinking? And in my dream, I'm thinking that.
Yeah.
Then I wake up and it's, oh, thank God. Thank God.
Thank God it's not real. One day you're going to wake up and actually have the tattoo.
Can you imagine? It's so strange.
What does it mean?
I don't know.
Must mean
Hang
something.
on, let's look it up.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really buy
Wait,
into all that meaning of dreams shit. It means you're going to come into money or something.
Oh,
Well,
yeah. No, I don't.
isn't.
Yeah. Any of those rules where it's like, if you're dreaming of this, it means this, I don't buy into. But I do think dreams have meanings.
Yeah.
I do think it's your brain sorting something out, filtering, defragmenting, whatever.
Here we go.
Okay.
What it really means when you dream about getting a tattoo. Blah, 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 blah. Here's the blah, 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 blah,
You
blah.
better not just say you want to get a tattoo.
Tattoo dreams symbolise permanence. Oh. According to Dream Moods, tattoos in dreams represent your individuality or desire, whether pronounced or otherwise, to stand out more. Do I need that? I don't think I need that.
I don't think so.
You may secretly wish to be different or more unique than everybody else. This is especially true if you don't actually have any tattoos. Likewise, a tattoo could symbolise anything that's made a lasting impression on you. Well, yeah, full face tattoo.
Yeah, that's a pretty lasting impression.
Or you could currently be about to make a decision that could have that kind of massive impact on you and your life.
I think I know what that might be.
I'm buying a house.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it.
I think it's that. Think about how long you've been in your old place and now you're...
Whoa,
upping
here we
sticks.
go. Here we go. As for what kind of tattoo you dream about getting, a dragon on your wrist...
Shut up, it doesn't say that.
Honestly, a dragon on your wrist could symbolise you're looking for more attention or to be rewarded for efforts and actions. Well, that's certainly true. While an ace of diamonds shows pride in past accomplishments and a desire to share them with your loved ones.
Is that really there about the dragon on the arm?
I promise you, look.
What the fuck? That's mental.
I am nothing if not cliched.
Yeah, you read that and you're like, really? Fuck. Wow.
Yeah, there you are.
Wait, can you look up what does it mean if you dream about bacon?
That means you're a bad Jew. That's what it means.
Bad like bad man or bad as in poor?
No Zion for you, motherfucker.
No! Actually, Jews don't believe in heaven.
I am dreaming about bacon.
Bacon.
Let's have a look. Bacon Dream Dictionary. I can't believe I'm doing
Of course there is.
this. Hang on. Are you eating or smelling bacon in a dream? Hang on, I
Yes.
have to accept cookies. There we go.
Don't remember much of the smell. It was more the flavour and the texture. The soft bread, crispy, chewy bacon.
Oh God, I love this. I love this opening gambit. Right now, you may be wondering why, out of all things, you're dreaming about bacon. Bacon comes from pigs, which are the universal symbols for greed, self-centeredness, and self-indulgence.
That's mean.
I've got an estate agent calling me.
Oh,
Oh God.
you want to do it? Or you want to leave him?
No, let's do it. Oh, no, I want to leave them. Hang on, I'm hanging up. There we go.
Call him back.
Go on.
They'll bring you down.
They will bring me down.
Wait, so did the Dream Dictionary just diss me then? You
Well,
just
hang
basically
on.
called me a
Hang on,
greedy
here we
fat
go.
pig.
Here we go. This is wonderful. This couldn't be better. This could not be better.
I'm excited.
To dream of bacon basically represents selfish thoughts and emotions.
Fucking hell.
Curing or cooking bacon is a bad sign. If there's heavy smoke, I'm reading this. If it's clear, was it smoky or was it clear? Your bacon.
It wasn't smoky. It was like the stuff we just had.
Okay, well if it's clear, it's a good sign.
Yes! Gotcha!
When someone is eating bacon with you in a dream, were you on your own?
It was just me. It does sound greedy.
When someone is eating bacon with you in a dream and their hands are clean, this may mean you'll gain something from them or they're being honest with you. Rancid bacon... No, you didn't have rancid
No,
bacon.
it was beautiful.
Means your perception has been dulled and you may need to start taking better care of yourself. Okay. Eating a piece of bacon. Okay. Nobody was with you. I'm just cutting stuff out. Hang on.
Yeah.
Curing bacon? No.
No, weird dream that would be. Artisanal.
Detailed dream. Any dream involving pigs normally signifies that you're struggling and trying too hard in an aspect of your life. Well, we know that's not fucking true.
Fuck
It's advised that you take a step back to see and understand things from a different perspective. Yeah. To dream of eating bacon shows it's time to think about your life, Rob. It's time to think about your life. Ask yourself, what are things other people can possibly do to help you complete the tasks needed for you to be able to accomplish what you desire in life? It's wise to accept their help and not to have pride in this situation. This is bullshit, isn't it? If the bacon in your dream is being fried on a frying pan, this shows that you should have a frank and open talk with relatives.
How? Why would that be it? Why is that symbolism that?
This relative is currently unhappy and miserable with a situation in his or her private life.
Oh, I hate it.
They're secretly looking for someone to talk to and to ask for advice in order to overcome his or her difficulties.
Yeah, that's just true for everyone all the time. That's so bland.
Curing bacon on a stove, you weren't curing bacon. To dream of cooking bacon while enjoying the smell and looking forward to eating it
Definitely.
means you've got cancer.
Fuck off.
It doesn't say that.
That would be amazing.
It means you're
Seek medical help straight away.
It means you're currently in a good place. This time in your life when you're able to provide for yourself without depending on others.
Oh, okay, so that's completely the
the opposite.
Well, the other thing was
I
like
think
you
this
have
might
to
be-
reach out to others.
I think this might be written by charlatans
You think?
who are hedging their
The Bacon
bets.
Dream Dictionary. Doesn't sound like hard science to me. God, what a load of guff.
Yeah. A lot of it's about rancid bacon.
Well, I'm
You
glad-
didn't have a feeling of disgust or sickness, did you?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, here we go. Simply seeing bacon, or a piece of bacon in your dream, means that you must start to respect and value other people.
What?
Like Katie.
Katie?
You may have failed to consider other people's pleasure or enjoyment. Very
Isn't that
selfish
back
lover.
to being selfish
Very
again.
selfish lover.
God.
It's common
really
to
negging me, this dream
common to
dictionary.
dream of bacon when you've been fantasizing in an inappropriate manner about someone whom you're attracted to.
Caitlin, I promise. I wasn't doing that. I didn't.
First thing he said to me, Caitlin, let's go get some bacon. You and me. You and me, Carpet, let's go get some bacon.
Sharing. See? Sharing. I was sharing the bacon.
Bacon. Mm-hmm. Now touch my nips.
Oh, no.
Oh, my nips have gone hard.
My
That's what he
porky
said.
nips.
That's what he said. Horrible to be here.
Pigs have 8 nipples.
I mean, what do you want me to go with that?
That's not selfish. That's share the milk. Pig milk.
Imagine drinking pig milk. I wonder what it tastes like.
What kind of milk would you like to drink the least? Assume all milks are available in the supermarket.
Yeah.
You got your dog milk. You got your camel milk.
Cat milk.
You got cat milk. Oh, it's going to be very tart, I would imagine. A little thimbleful of tart cat milk. There's that amazing bit.
What's the worst milk you could drink? Milk.
It's got to be little. Well, I think anything small is not going to be a rewarding milk experience.
Yeah, you'd have to rinse out a rat, wouldn't you? like a wet towel to get the milk out.
Milk, damn you, milk. I think you're onto it with a cat. I think any kind of predator, the milk's going to be
Fox milk.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, fox that's just been through the bins.
Yeah, because that is literally going into the milk, right? That's what they say. If the mum smokes or whatever, then that goes into the milk as well. So anything.
Yeah.
So if it's living off rubbish.
Do you get a lot of foxes around here?
We used to get more because there was this big overgrown bit that they didn't cut down for ages. So sometimes I'd wake up and there'd be a fox asleep in my garden.
I've got foxes living in my garden.
Your garden?
Yeah.
Where?
Foxes. Two foxes living in the garden.
Okay, but I can see your garden in my mind's eye. There's the shed.
Yeah.
There's the steps.
Yeah.
There's the grassy bit. There's the city bit.
Yeah.
Where are they living there?
Well, they live between my garden and my neighbour's garden. So her garden is slightly more overgrown, and she's got a shed around the back, and they live in the back of the shed. And yeah, they're a nightmare.
They live around the back of the shed. Do they pay rent?
No, they certainly do not. They're a nightmare.
Do they make those horrible fox noises?
Yeah, the screaming. It's horrible. It's
Yeah.
awful. But also, they rip open rubbish bags, drag it all through. Our neighbours on the other side used to have. They used to live there. I was about to say they used to have a baby. That could have taken a very dark turn.
Yeah.
They've moved.
It's now just a grown up.
They've moved. They used to have a baby, but then the fox got in. They had a baby, and they every week, every bin day, they would just leave rubbish bags out. And the foxes would go through these rubbish bags and just pull all these dirty nappies out.
Oh, mate.
And they'd be strewn across the street. And I ended up putting a note through.
Yeah.
That, in no uncertain terms,
just come
said,
on.
what are you doing?
For fuck's
You know this is happening.
Yeah. And you do it every week.
Buy a bin.
For fuck's sake, buy a bin. Yeah, that's disgusting. That kind of thing can really degrade your quality of life.
No shit.
Lots of shit. In Caitlin's house in Long Island, you have raccoons.
Oh, yeah.
So, which have clever little paws.
Yeah.
So the bin situation there, you have to have these things that lash them down and lock them in.
Right.
Because otherwise the raccoons will just open it and just tear through all of the garbage and just leave it strewn everywhere.
I think raccoons are probably worse than foxes, aren't they?
And they got the hands.
Yeah.
Very clever. But you know one weird thing about raccoons? They actually like to wash their food.
Do they?
Yeah, it's a hygiene thing. So in nature, they'll get their food, they'll put it in the stream, and then they'll eat it.
Oh.
But you can hijack them because they love sugar, like all animals do.
Right.
If you give a raccoon a piece of sugar, but there's water there,
they'll dip it in the water.
And it dissolves. they'll
Stupid raccoons.
Get them every time. They're like, oh, give me another one. Great, sugar. Wash. Ah! I don't condone this, unless, of course, you want to laugh, in which case, go for it.
Raccoons are thick.
Yeah, compared to us, yeah.
Well, some of us.
Well, yeah.
What have we got?
What have we got? Let's see. It's 12 o'clock. We've got to do some writing.
We do need to do some writing.
And we've got to do radio later.
Got to do your radio show.
I've got to bugger off at one point. I've got to do my COVID test at 2.
Why have you got to do it at 2?
Because The US require that your test be observed
What?
in order for it to be authenticated.
Well, can I do it?
No, it has to be by a medical professional. So I'm doing it over like Zoom or something.
Seriously?
Yeah,
That's ridiculous.
I know. It's like who's
Is it a PCR or a lateral flow?
No, it's just antigen.
That's mad.
Yeah.
What's that costing?
I got a fucking good deal, man. It didn't cost me any extra for it to be observed. Weird. The test was like 40 quid,
Wow.
whereas the PCR one is like 170. But you don't need PCR now for the States.
That's great.
They don't even check it anyway. Yeah. My brother's been back and forth to Denmark quite a few times, and he said they've literally just stopped even checking. You know, you have to put in, I don't know if you know this, on your passenger locator form, you have to put in like the details of your test and stuff.
Right.
And one time he was coming back and he forgot the test thing and he couldn't find the email, and he was like, oh, I'll just put in some random thing and then I'll change it when I get home.
Right.
Put in a random thing, never heard from him again. Didn't get his test results, nothing. They've just...
I mean, the whole thing's...
The whole thing is not fit for purpose, is it?
No, it's not. I can understand the reasons for having checks and balances in place,
Yeah.
but if those checks and balances aren't
They're not being
bothered with, then why waste everybody's time, you know?
I don't know. It just seems like a big scam.
Well, I suppose the argument is that people will do it properly. Do you know what I mean? That
Yeah.
if they think they've got to do it, they will do it,
Yeah.
even if it's not being checked.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have speed cameras on every single road, but
Right.
most people obey the speed limit.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that's probably the reason.
And the last time I went travelling, speed cameras, that's last time I went to the States and came back, they did call me on day one to be like, are you isolating? I was like, yep. It's back when they were still doing this.
Right.
My friend, he came back and they came and knocked on his door every day to check he was isolating.
Really?
Every day for the 10 days. There'd be just random times as well to try and catch him out.
Oh my God.
You're like, hello, yep, just checking you're in. You're isolating? Yep, I am. Okay, see ya.
That must have been early on.
They
can't be doing that now.
I don't think so. I don't think you even have to isolate anymore
No.
if you're vaccinated.
Do you know what? I have no idea what the rules are or not. I was listening to something on the radio yesterday and they were going, oh yeah, there's no red or amber list anymore. No green or amber list anymore.
Yeah.
You don't need to do this. You don't need to do that.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I'm double jabbed. I have no idea what I can and can't do. I don't know how many people can go to a wedding or a funeral or anything like that. I've no idea.
I know.
I don't know what, I've no idea.
It used to be much clearer, didn't it? When it was like, you're allowed 6 people.
Yeah.
There were bubbles. We had bubbles.
Well, it used to be, you can live in your house, and that's it.
You can go
That's
out
what
to
you're
buy
allowed to
milk
do.
and have a jog.
Yeah.
But don't push it.
Yeah. Don't stop. Don't stop jogging. Keep running.
But you know, I completely agree with you. I feel exactly the same.
I've no idea. I don't know what you can and can't do.
But they change the rules so often as well.
There's no point in keeping up to date with it.
No.
If I want to do something, I'll check whether I'm allowed to.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, if I want to go to France, I'll find out whether I can, and then if I can, I'll book a ticket.
Yeah.
I mean, I won't. I'm not going abroad anytime soon.
Yeah.
But that's the way I would approach it. But I've got no idea what you can and can't do.
No. It's hopelessly opaque, and they're changing it a lot. The interesting thing is the US has not been like this. Like, so I went in February, right, where we didn't even have vaccines.
Yeah.
That's how crazy that was. And they had a complete blanket ban, apart from like diplomats or spouses or whatever. That hasn't changed since. They're going to change the rules in November, so just after my trip.
Right.
To give you some idea, though, in the UK since then, we've had the rule of 6, we've had unlockings, relockings, we've had this amber traffic light system that's come and gone, been replaced by... We've had the quarantine hotels, we've had all of this change. And over there, they've just been like, nope, that's the rule, fuck it.
How is the States at the moment with their cases and deaths and everything? Because they were going through the roof at one point. Are they still, or have they got it under control?
It's a tale of two states right now.
Right.
Red states and blue states. Red states, big, high death rates, high numbers of unvaccinated.
Right.
Blue states, opposite. So something like Florida, the death rate per day is so high.
Really?
It's just massive, yeah.
But is that because they've got a lot of old people in Florida?
But it's not just Florida, it's also like Alabama, Mississippi, all the places where they're very red and there's a lot of vaccine misinformation.
Basically, where the thick people live.
Used to live.
Oh dear.
But ending on a slightly more cheery note.
Isn't it weird though? Isn't it funny how the right wing is full of stupid people?
Yeah.
And I know that's a real oversimplification,
Right.
and that is a lazy thing to say, but it's fucking true, isn't it? It's fucking true.
There are idiots on the left as well, but
There are.
The idiots on the right have a special soupçon about them.
Yeah.
They're particularly aggressively thick.
It's mad, isn't it?
It's the Dunning-Kruger effect. You know about this? It's like
No.
you someone has an opinion, they tell you it.
Right.
You prove to them, show to them that it's wrong, and that only makes them double down more on their opinion. It's like one of the most frustrating observable effects in psychology. Like, no, but oh no, just resistant to it. But let's end on this because I want to get your take on this.
Okay.
I learned this fact the other day that speed limits, like you were saying about cars,
Okay.
on the highway, were regularly broken. People would just be like, fuck it, I'll just drive a bit faster.
Right.
And they found that their approach wasn't working. The approach of like camera, warning, fine, all of that kind of like, I guess you'd call it stick, instead of carrot,
Okay.
which is what they're doing now. Where have you seen them where they've got a speed limit?
Oh,
and
with a smiley face.
Smiley face. And it's noticeably cut the rate of speeding.
Has it really?
Everywhere they've got the smiley face, they're like, it's down. Speeding's down 10, 20%.
That's amazing.
What do you think that is?
People like smiley faces.
We're very easily suggestible, aren't we?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
And we see faces everywhere, right? Like you see like a car where the lights and the little thing, you're like, it's a smiley face.
He's nice. I like that one. I want one of those.
Give me a smiley face.
Yeah, I think it's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it? It's the old adage, isn't it? It's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Yeah.
So maybe people think when they go past the speed camera, oh, I'm not going to get. Maybe I won't get booked. Or it's not worth, I'm not really, but, they get, 1 in 5 or something like that.
Yeah.
So I'll probably be all right. Whereas to see this file, and also a lot of people only see speed cameras once they've gone past them and they flash.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas with the smiley face, you see it coming. It's like, you're doing well. Come on, keep going. Well done. I like you.
Yeah.
Don't kill a child.
We all just want that little pat on the back. Attaboy.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a zinger to end on, is it?
No. We're in trouble. We're up shit creek. I tried it.
Should we write a sitcom?
Should we write a sitcom?
Yeah, why not write a sitcom?
Yeah, let's do it. Thanks for listening to the show. If you've enjoyed it, please give us 5 stars and consider becoming a subscriber and maybe even supporting us on Patreon. Really, really, really helps me continue making this show. If you haven't enjoyed it, then you can fuck off. Many, many thanks to Nils Hennis Steer for the amazing music and to Dave Fox for the cool artwork. Please keep coming back every week for more Bliss of the Abyss.
Message 1.